Now when we line up in front of our blocks and the starter calls us to get into position, we all know how the race will end. We can't win.
Danbury High School senior Alana Smith is one of 3 student track and field athletes challenging a Connecticut interscholastic athletic conference policy in a new lawsuit.
They want the state to revise its athletic rules that allow boys to compete in girls' sports. The Connecticut Association of Schools and the State Interscholastic Athletic Conference say that the transgender policy follows a state anti-discrimination law. That law says students must be treated according to the gender by which they identify.
They've both started hormone therapy and say that for the most part they've been welcomed by friends, family, coaches, and administrators with open arms. But there is some backlash from parents and students.
I'm not going to discourage you or try to say, oh, it's not fair. And it would just push me to run faster.
Girls like Selena deserve the opportunity to compete on a level playing field, and equal opportunity is completely destroyed when you allow biological males to invade women's only athletic events, which is what is taking place in Connecticut and is what is started to actually hurt Selena's athletic career.
Christiane, would you say that transgender men are erasing women from sports?
I think that's absolutely the case, right? I mean, we all know that males are physically superior to women, right? Girls, if you put a young woman like Selena up against even an average male athlete, the average male athlete is going to win. And so ultimately that's going to erase women's sports at bottom.
I've gotten retaliation from the media and from school administrators, but I've gotten nothing from support from my teammates and other runners in Connecticut, as well as people reaching out to me on social media and thanking me for my speaking out.
When you talk about retaliation, I'm assuming it would be, people like to use labels these days. They're probably saying, oh, well, you're transphobic because you're not being supportive of biological males competing in women's sports.
Yes, I've been labeled as transphobic and a sore loser, and that I should just train harder so that I can beat these athletes fair and square.
And you just think about your future, and I know that you had mentioned to me that you were hoping to get a scholarship, from being a part of track and field. Do you think this is going to reduce your chances?
It quite possibly could, because when college coaches from across the country look at the meet results, there's no identification that these athletes are transgender. They're either listed under the boys category or the girls. So unless they've seen a TV segment or read an article about this or typed the athlete's name into Google, then they probably would have no idea that these athletes are transgender. And it happened in the outdoor season last year where a coach from Virginia came to watch one of these athletes because they saw that the times were so much faster than every other girl that was competing. And he wasn't able to recruit that athlete because NCAA has a different policy with transgenders and they have more restrictions.
And can I add in there too, Stephanie? Yeah. So one male athlete in the state of Connecticut now holds 10 records within the state that were once held by 10 individual girls and were set over the course of about 20 years. So I think that just highlights the unfairness of what's taking place here.